Bismillah. So we can start. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we will talk about solving system of inequality by graphing. If you remember, solving system of equation, as we said, that system of equation consists of more than one equation, and the number of equations depend on the number of variables. So if you remember how we can graph the inequality, you remember how we can graph it? How we can graph the inequality? Just if the equation written in standard form, we find x-intercept and y-intercept, then we find which part will be shaded, or the equation written in slope and y-intercept by using the slope and y-intercept, then we check which part will be shaded. So we can start with solving the system of the inequality. Solving system of the inequality, we solve by using graphing. We need to find the common part which will be shaded. So at the first, we need to solve the system of the inequality y is greater than 2x minus 4 and y is smaller than or equals 0.5x plus 3. So how we can graph this one? I will solve number one. In solving the inequality, in graphing the inequality, we need to convert to be an equation. So number one, the first equation will be y equals 2x minus 4. And the second one, y equals negative 0.5x plus 3. This equation, or both of the equation, are written in slope-intercept form. So to graph the equation which is written in slope-intercept form, we need to find what?
The y-intercept and another point.
Yes, the slope and the y-intercept. So the slope for the first one, m1 is equals to, and b1 is equals negative 4. m2 is equals negative 1 over 2. And b2 is equals 3. Any problem finding the slope and y-intercept?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's the equation. That's the graph. We will start the first one. Start from the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept? Is negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's negative 4. What is the meaning that the slope is equals 2?
Up 2 and 1 to the right.
It means 2 over 1. It means going up 2 and run 1. So that's the first one. The graph now will be dotted line or solid line?
Dotted.
Dotted. Why?
Because it's greater than.
It's greater than only, not greater than or equal. If that's greater than or equal, it would be solid line. So that's the first part. Which part would be shaded? Above the line or below the line?
Above.
Why above? Why above?
Because it's greater than.
It's greater than, so we'll shade the part above the line. And we have another way by using the point
0 and 0.
0 and 0.
0 is greater than negative.
So it would be 0 is greater than 2 times 0 minus 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll shade the part which contain the point 0 and 0. So that is the solution for the first one. Now with the second one, how we can graph? The same way. We'll start from 3. That's a 3. What is the meaning of the slope is negative 1 over 2? It's mean going down 1 and going to the right to 1 and 2. The line now will be
Solid.
So we'll graph the line. That is the solid line. Which part will be shaded? Below the line, because y is smaller than. So we'll shade the part below the line, or we can use at the point
0 and 0.
0 and 0. As 0, it is smaller than or equal negative 0.5 times 0 plus 3. Yes. So we'll shade the part which contains the point 0 and 0. So all of this part will be shaded. Where is the common part? It's shaded with yellow and orange at the same time.
So that's
region number 1. I will just 1 minute. Region number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which region?
3.
Region number 3. It
Three.
means the solution now will be region number. Just 1 minute. Going down. The solution now will be region only the region number 3. That is the solution. So right here, this is the solution. Only find the common shaded part. So the solution of the system of the inequality will be the common shaded part. Any problem for this one?
No, sir.
Okay, it's depend on
No mistake.
how we can graph the inequality. Number 1, if you can graph the inequality, it will be easy. So again, for question number 2, how we can solve question number 2. The first step that we need. Sorry?
After you graph it, mister, you
Hmm.
graph the 2 lines. The solution is the shaded
The
part.
common shaded part. The common shaded part, not the shaded part. Because you will find
The
that
common
more
one.
than, because you can find more than one shaded part.
Yes.
Okay.
Common.
So for number 2, how we can graph it? Step number 1, convert the
Y
equation to
y
be
is equals to negative
y
2x plus
equals
5.
negative 2x plus 5. From that, we can say that the slope 1, m1 is equals negative
Negative
2,
2.
which is
Negative
negative
2
2 over 1, and the b1 equals
5.
5, and the second will be
Y equals
Y is
y
equals to
equals
negative
negative
1
1
over
over
1 over
4x
4
minus,
x
minus
minus
6.
6. It means
slope 1 is negative
y,
1 over 4.
sorry, the slope is equals m2 is equals negative 1
Negative
over
1
4,
over 4.
and b2
B2
equals
is
negative 6. Now we need to graph. That is the coordinate. I will make the vertical scale. The vertical is 2 units. The vertical is 2. Okay? But there is no enough space. So I will start from 5. So I will going up 1, that's 2, 4, and that's 5. Just 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can draw, no problem. I will make the scale 1. And we can shift this 1 unit up. Okay. So that's 5. What is the meaning of negative 2 over 1? It's going down 2 and run 1. So 2 and run 1. The line now will be solid or dotted line?
Solid.
Solid line. Solid line. Which part will be shaded?
Below.
Below the line, and you can check your answer at the point 0 and 0. So is 0 is smaller than or equal negative 2 times 0 plus 5? Yes.
Yes.
So we'll shade this part only under line, below the line. And for the second one,
Negative 6.
so we'll start from negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's negative 6. It will be here. Then, what is the meaning of negative 1 over 4? It's going down and to the right, or
So up 1, left 4.
up and left. Because there is no place to go down, so I will change it. I will make it 1 unit up and 4 units to the left. Sorry, 4 units to the right. Just 1 minute. Here we have here negative 1 over 4 or 1 over negative 4. It's going down and right or going up and left.
Sir, why aren't both
Going
of
up
them
and left now.
negative?
Sorry?
Why aren't both of them negative?
Negative 1 over 4. Negative. The answer is negative. It's mean 1 must be positive, 1 must be negative.
Oh, okay.
Negative. The first one is negative and the second is negative. Negative divided by negative is negative. As positive. Okay? So it's going up and going to the left. Then we can grab the line. The solution. So we need to change the scale because they will meet outside the graph. We need to change the scale. Let me change the scale because the graph, the intersection will be at this point. So I will change the scale. I'll make here that's 5 here. The scale is 2. And it's going down 2 and run 1. That's the first line.
Wait, shouldn't the second point be halfway to the right?
Sorry?
For the second point in the line, the 1 should be halfway.
I make this one 2 and make this scale 1.
Oh, okay.
Because there is no vertical space, but there is horizontal space. And you can make two different scales, by the way. But if you make the x-axis, all of the x-axis, the positive and negative must be the same scale, and y-axis, positive and negative part of y-axis must be the same scale. But x and y could be different scales. So for the second one, we will start from -6, going up 1, and run 4. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this part. And it will be dotted line.
We went up.
Sorry?
We went up. Aren't we supposed to go -4 to the left?
Just 1 minute. Sorry if I mistake this one. It's going up, then going left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which part will be shaded? For the first line, we'll shade the part below the line. And for the second one, that's for number 1. And the second one, it will be y is greater than. It will be above the line. So that is the common part. Any problem for the graphing this one? Any problem for graphing? Anyone didn't understand how we can graph?
No, sir.
Sir, can you repeat it once, please?
Again for this one. This one or another one?
Problem, whatever.
This one. Okay, again for this one. Number 1, we need to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. Any problem for finding the stop and y-intercept? Any problem for finding the stop and y-intercept? Okay, so the stop is -2/1 and the y-intercept equals 5. I will start from 5. The stop is -2/1. So it's going down 2 and run 1. Okay, so the first line will be solid line. Which part will be shaded? We'll shade the part below the line. Just 1 minute, I will erase all of that. Which part will be shaded? I will shade all of the parts below the line. Okay. I will shade all of that. That's the first line. For the second line, we start from -6. -6, it's going up 1 and going to the left 4. So I'm going up 1 and going to the left 4. So that is the second line. So after that, I will draw the dotted line. Any problem for drawing the dotted line? Because y is positive and it's greater than, I will shade above the line. Or you can check at the point 0 and 0. 0 is greater than -1/4 times 0 minus 6. Yes. So we'll shade the part which contain the point 0 and 0. So all of the part above the line will be shaded. So where is the common part? The part, now we have 4 regions. That's region number 1, region number 2, number 3, and number 4.
2, 3, 4.
Which one? The common part. 2 is the common part. So I'll just shade the common part.
You only have to shade the common part, right, Mr.?
Yes, only the common part. That is the solution. Any problem for this one?
No, sir.
Any problem?
No
just
problem.
grab the first inequality, just grab the second one, find the common part between them. For number 3, what is the difference between number 3 and number 1 and number 2? What is the type of this graph? This one.
The parabola.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's not parabola.
Like,
Sorry?
like 2 lines from one point.
2 lines. How no? That's called what? The absolute value. The graph of the absolute value function.
Yeah, sorry.
So at the first we convert to be an equation, so y equals the absolute value function, and that's the parent form, And the second equation, y equals 4 over 3x plus 5. So the slope equals 4 over 3, and the y-intercept equals 5. But for this one, if you remember how we can graph it, it's graphed by V-shape passing through the origin point, but we can use the ordered pair to graph it. We'll use that's x, and that's y. For x equals -1, if you remember, -1, 0, and 1. -1 outside the absolute value, it will be 1. 0 will be 0. 1 will be 1. You remember this one?
Yes, sir.
Remember how we can graph it?
So you need 3
Absolute
points to
value.
graph, right?
Only 3 points, that's enough. Because that's represented as a V shape.
Okay.
That's the first one. 1 and -1. 0 and 0. 1 and 1. It's greater than or equal. So it will be line. Solid line. Which part will be shaded? Because we say y is greater than or equal, it means above the graph. So this part will be shaded. Can you see? Between the V shape.
Yes, sir.
And we can represent the second one. Where is 5? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going up 4 over 3. It's going up 4 and going to the right 3. Or going down 4 and going to the left 3. There is no place to go up, so we can go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Then going to the left 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the second point.
Sir, why did you go down?
It's dots, Mr.
And instead of
Dotted, yeah.
yes, and instead of going up and right, we can go down and left.
Even if it's
That's-
not negative?
The slope is positive or negative. The line now is increase or decrease.
It's the same thing.
Increase again for this one. Now we have 4 over 3. Positive divided by positive is positive.
Positive.
You can convert it to be -4 over -3. Negative divided by negative
Positive.
is positive. So what is the meaning of -4? It's mean going down. How we can write -4 or 4? It's depend on the graph. Is there any place to go up? There is no place here. I can go up 1, 2, 3. There is no place. So I will
It's
not
the
be
same
able to
thing.
go.
The line
You will find the
stays
same graph. If
Yeah,
I say by this way, if I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, then going to the right 3, 1, 2, 3, you will find the same.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
You understand? You will find the same
Yeah.
point. So now at this part, y is smaller than. It means we'll shade the part
Straight down.
below the line. So which part will be shaded? This one.
Right.
Any problem for this one?
No.
Is it clear?
No. Again, yes.
No.
Mister,
Any
why
problem?
did you make the V-type shape? What is that
Because
for?
the absolute value. Go to algebra
Oh,
1.
okay.
Algebra 1. That's absolute
Mhm.
value function. There is
Okay.
type of function. The first one, constant. You remember the type of the function? The first type defined by the constant, which is f of x equals c. And it's represented by a line parallel to x intersect y at the point c. The second, identity function or linear function, which is defined by f of x equals x, and it's represented by a line passing through the origin point. Quadratic function. F of x equals x bar 2, and that is the graph of the quadratic function. Cubic function. F of x equals, remember that? I'll just write all of them to remember. That is the cubic function. That's how the graph will be look like. Absolute value. F of x equals the absolute value of x. Square root. F of x equals the square root of x. step function.
Sir, can you go up?
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. F of x equals that's it, the step function. That is the main function that we will use. Ross? Have you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Now we need to solve the system of the inequality. The first one, y is greater than or equals x plus 5, and y is smaller than x plus minus 1. So what is the first step?
Turn into equation.
So y is equals x plus 5, and we find that m1 equals
1.
and b1 equals
5.
y equals x minus 4,
Minus 4.
M1,
1.
m2.
M2,
m2 is the
1,
second equation, 1, and b2
And
equals.
B2 equals
Minus 4.
negative 4.
What you will find from the graph? Before
No
graphing.
solution?
Leave
Or-
no
or the
solution, no
parallel.
solution, no solution. That's no solution if they are. We are solving system of equation. Now system of the inequality. System of the inequality, we
parallel.
have two cases, not parabola. Parabola, that's x to the power 2. Sorry, they are parallel line. They are parallel line. So parallel line, you have two cases now for the inequality. For the system of equation, if I'm now talking about system of equation, it means there is no solution. But for the system of the inequality, we have two cases. Case number one, you can shade it. You can shade the part above the line for the first one and below the second line. It means there is no solution. Or you can shade the part between them, and that will be the solution. You understand it? For the parallel line, we have two cases. Don't say that they are parallel. It means there is no solution. You have to graph and find which part will be the common part. Or you can find case number 3. You can find that you shade above the first one and above the second line, so this part will be the common. Or you can shade below the first one or below the second one, and it will be the common part which is below the two lines. So don't say that we have solution or no solution before graphing. Because the two lines are parallel, don't say that there is no solution. You have to graph. So that's the first one. And we will start here for the first one. We start from 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rise 1 and run 1. So that's the point because it's smaller than or equal. So it will be solid. So that's the graph of the line. Which part will be shaded?
Above.
Above the line.
Above.
The second one, which is -4. Going up 1 and run 1. It will be dotted line. The two lines are parallel. They will never intersect. And
Above.
shade, no.
Below.
Smaller than below the line.
Oh.
It's mean
So no solution.
no solution.
Solution.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So can you solve the second one, number 2?
Okay.
Solve number 2, please, and send it to me. Solve number 2 and send it to me. Right. Bismillah. Number 3. So at the first, we need number 3. We need to convert the inequality to an equation. So the first one would be just arrange this part. Y is equals to the absolute value of 2x. So this one would be. I would choose the value of x and y. -1, 0, and 1. So 2 times -1 is. Please, if you are not using the mic, switch off the mic. 2 times -1 is negative.
-2.
Please, I will not check anything because I'm explaining now. Please, just wait. 2 times -1 is -2.
-2.
Outside the absolute value, it will be 2.
2.
2 times 0 is
0.
0.
0. 0.
So it will be 0. 2 times 1 is 2. Outside the absolute value, it will be
Oh, 2.
positive 2. So we can graph
202. Also V, right, Mr.?
sorry
This is V, right?
V,
V
yes,
shape.
absolute value. Absolute value. The answer
Yes,
must
yes,
be
yes.
absolute V shape.
I'm just making sure.
So for the first one, -1, I will make the scale equals 2. Scale is 2. Okay, -2 to have enough space. So this -1 and 2, 0 and 0, 1 and 2. So we can graph. That's will be a solid line. Because y is greater than, it means we will shade the
Shade
part
the up,
above
then V.
the V shape. So the second one, y is
Y
equals
equals
to x
2x
minus 24.
minus
It means the
24.
slope equals 2, and y
2 over
intercept
1.
equals -24. That's 2 over 1, yes. So from -24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At this point, the slope is 2 over 1. It means it's rise 2 and run 1. Rise 2 and run 1. So that would be the graph. You will find that the two shapes will never intersect. This line would be dotted line. And y is smaller than, it means we shade the part below the line. There is no common part, it means there is no solution.
No solution.
Any problem for this one? Okay. So there is no time to go to the next part. But we stop now in solving 3 equations, how we can find the coordinate of the vertices of the triangle formed by the 3 equations. We will continue this part, inshallah, next session. Okay? Is there any problem for this lesson that you didn't understand it?
No, sir.
Is there anything that you need me to repeat it? Okay.
No.
When we will have a quiz?
Tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Tomorrow, inshallah, 5 p.m. I'll send you the link.
Tomorrow 5 p.m.
If I finish today, I will send you the link today, but it will not be open.
Until tomorrow.
It will be, yes, it will be closed. It will be open tomorrow, inshallah. Okay?
Sir,
No.
Yes.
possible if
Okay.
you take it at 4 o'clock?
Sorry?
Is it possible taking it at 4 o'clock?
Why 4? I have a session.
Instead of
I finish working at school for 15.
Oh, okay, sir.
So, خلاص. The last session for me
Mr.
4:15.
Mr. 5:30, is it okay?
Sorry?
5:30, is it okay?
No problem for me, 5:30.
Wait, so
When
how
is
long
the,
do we have to do it?
1 hour.
An hour?
It will not take 1 hour. It will take at
Okay.
most 40 minutes. At most 40 minutes.
Okay.
I'll give you 1 hour for
How
it.
many questions?
20 questions.
1.7
20 questions.
Sir, can you go down?
Okay.
Sir, are they MCQs or what?
MCQ and solids. MCQs and solids.
So we write it and take a picture, right?
Take a picture and send it to me. Class.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any problem?
No problem.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Please, if you didn't send your email in the group, please send me your email now. I will open the group. If you didn't send, the exam will be Google form. The exam will be Google form again. The quiz will be Google form. If you didn't send me your email, just inform me to open the group now to write your email. The exam will be again for this one. Write your email. I will send the request to be sent to your email. If you didn't send me your email now, I will not send anything. Just I will send through the email. So make sure that you write your right email. خلاص? The exam will be Google form. To know who submit or who didn't. خلاص? اللهم بلغت اللهم فاشهد. Please, if you didn't send your email, send me a message now to add you. Assalamu alaikum.